Hey, hello. Hello? Right here.
This is the eufy Security S120 solar wall light cam. It's not only compact, it's all in one, super easy to install, and it is forever powered through the sun.
And they have all the solar power that they need.
This thing quite simply might be the easiest and best solar charging light with security camera. I'm gonna get into all the specs and let you know my final thoughts at the end of this video.
Straight out of the box, this all-in-one camera and wall light looked very impressive and solidly made. I love how the solar panel is just integrated there in the top. You've got a speaker on the side and a mount on the back, and then you have a USB-C port on the back as well to do the initial charge, or you can optionally keep powered on full time by plugging it into a 5-volt adapter. eufy Security has really become one of my favorite security camera manufacturers because of their innovation. The eufy S120 has a 2K camera and motion activated sensors built right into it. They include all the mounting hardware that you need, and the install couldn't be simpler. It literally will take you less than 5 minutes. This is the mounting bracket that you're going to screw to the wall or surface, and then it just uses this kind of French cleat type hook to hook right in, and then a bottom secure screw, which I will come back to that screw a little bit later on in this video. Before relying 100% on the solar power to keep the battery fully charged, you want to charge this thing 100% about 8 hours before putting it outside. I also recommend you connect them to the eufy mobile app before installing them outside. So I just went into the app, and it was very easy for me to scan the QR code on the back of each camera to add them to my eufy account. You put in your Wi-Fi password, they connect through the 2.4 gigahertz network.
Press the sync button until you hear the beep.
After pressing the sync button for 5 seconds, I heard the beep, and then it was time for me to verify it by taking the camera itself and pointing it at the QR code on my phone. At this point, it did connect to my Wi-Fi instantly. It was very impressive how easy it was, but there was an update, and if there's an update for your camera, definitely go through the update process. It did take about 10 minutes, and I sped this up for you guys. There are a lot of settings that you can adjust with the camera, but initially they're just going to walk you through everything you need to do in order to mount this camera to the location. They did give you some height requirements, some suggested areas to mount the camera, where not to mount the camera, and they even do an internet test. Now, it did tell me that my Wi-Fi signal was weak, but where I was at was very strong. So once I actually had it mounted in the location that I was going to put it, the Wi-Fi signal has never been an issue, and it has a very strong signal connection. I have a eufy Homebase 3 storage unit for some of my other eufy cameras, and I did not find anything in the settings currently that allowed you to record to that Homebase 3. It all records to internal storage built into the cameras themselves. You can adjust the brightness of the light, and it is very bright. I know you guys are eager to see footage, but let's get this installed. You put the mounting plate level to whatever surface, next to a door, next to an entryway, on a wall, wherever you want to place it. Just make sure it is going to get a minimum of 2 hours of sunlight every single day. I drilled some pilot holes into the side of the shed here where I'm going to be mounting it, and once I drilled those pilot holes, I was able to easily screw in the provided 3 screws into the wall. Once the camera is mounted onto this plate, then those anchoring screws are no longer accessible, which brings me to my one con that I'm going to mention here, is that once you place the camera on there, there is a locking screw or a set screw that you put on the bottom, but it is a standard Phillips head screw. I would have liked to have seen this as a locking hex or some type of a specialty screw, just to make it less easy for somebody to walk by, unscrew that bottom screw, and steal your camera. Kudos to eufy though for the very simple install process. The built-in 300 lumen light has a range of 26 feet, and it assists the camera for the clear color night vision. It is motion activated, and I found it to be pretty responsive from about 46 degrees on either side of the camera itself. I do have some additional landscape lights out here by the home theater shed, but it did have a really nice light pattern to it, and it illuminated the paver walkway area quite spectacularly. Oh, and don't mind the fact that my tree was bleeding onto my pavers. Yes, trees actually bleed. And here's another look at that light pattern. When I walk up to it, it senses me, it turns on and illuminates that whole area. I installed another one over by stairs that are on our property that are extremely dark at night, and was quite impressed at how much light this little solar camera provides. So not only do we have security through the camera, but we've got light on these very dark stairs that you can see pitch black. When the light comes on, and the difference in the recorded footage is amazing, from the black and white night vision to the clear color night vision with the assist of that light. So now you've got a really crisp, bright color night vision. The built-in 2K camera has a 120-degree field of view, and I found the footage to be very easy to sift through, and it even includes some local AI to detect humans and other movement in your shots and then save recordings based on that movement. There was a lot of customization to what motion you wanted to capture, and once you found the clip that you want to play, the video quality was quite impressive. So far, I found it to be 100% accurate in detecting movement, whether it is a human being or an animal. And the only thing that I noticed, and hopefully they'll resolve this in a firmware update, is that there is a slight delay between when it detects the motion and the recording actually starts. As you can see in this clip here, the movement had pretty much already come through. It didn't happen in all of the clips, but there were several that it captured the tail end of the motion and then recorded a lot of non-motion.
It's a coyote!
Yeah, this is the same stairs that we take our dogs on a walk each morning. And notice the timestamp on this one here, 7:48 a.m. and then at 7:56 a.m., 8 minutes later, a coyote came down the same path.
And that's terrifying.
Yeah.
Having the cameras on our property really do remind us that we need to keep our dogs very safe, especially these little babies.
Say hello. Hello? Do you see it right there? Right there. Okay.
Because this is a battery powered camera, you don't want the camera being triggered by any little motion. So it's nice that they have the customized detection zones that you can set up inside of the app to really dial in the areas on the screen that you want it to actually trigger the motion and start recording. So in this case here, I did a little custom detection zone over the steps because I wanted to be notified of any activity up and down these stairs and movement. So only the movement that happens in this area on the camera feed will actually trigger a recording. Because these are battery powered, it doesn't record 24/7. It only records the clips in the triggered motion area. eufy has really been leading the way in AI motion detections for their security cameras in the industry. In the eufy app, you can quickly see what motion it detected by clicking on this little thumbnail, and then you can choose to download that clip simply by clicking the download button, and it will be saved to your local album. So all in all, the S120 is a fantastic solar wall light cam and is a great complement to the wired wall light cam, the S100 that I've previously reviewed. Please hit the subscribe button right now and like this video because you're going to want to check out the pinned comment down below. Thank you, eufy. You're doing a great job.